Hey there, innovation champions. Melissa Dinwiddie here. Here's a common reaction I get when I tell leaders the first step of my innovation framework is called play hard. An almost imperceptible pause, a polite smile, and behind the eyes, oh no, she's gonna make us do trust falls. I get it. The word play has been weaponized by well-meaning consultants for decades. And it's come to mean sort of vaguely fun, probably frivolous, nothing that will matter on Monday morning. So let me say this clearly right at the top. Play hard is not recess. It is something more specific and more powerful than that. Basically, play has a PR problem. Most leaders I work with have been conditioned to treat play as the opposite of work. Productive equals serious. Creative equals optional. Fun equals something that happens after the real agenda is done. And, this is really understandable. If you're a VP responsible for shipping products, hitting numbers, and keeping a team of skeptical engineers focused, you really can't afford to waste 45 minutes on activities that don't move the needle. And I agree with you completely, which is why play hard as I use it isn't about loosening up for its own sake. It's about something neuroscientists call explore mode, the mental state where the brain naturally generates more novel connections, takes intelligent risks, and processes information in ways that protect mode, which is the state that most teams are stuck in, simply cannot access. When teams are under pressure, and hey, which teams are not, they default to protect mode. They optimize, they polish, they play it safe. All really entirely rational responses to stress, and all completely hostile to the kind of thinking that produces anything genuinely new. Play hard is the on-ramp, or maybe the off-ramp, out of protect mode. But the key word is hard, because this isn't recreational play. It's play with a strategic purpose. So let's talk about the difference between recess and a micro experiment. Here's what I mean by that distinction. When I work with a team, I am not asking them to drop their analytical rigor. I am not asking engineers to become improv comedians or project managers to stop caring about timelines. What I'm doing is designing specific activities, what I call micro experiments, that use the structure of play to produce business relevant insights and shifts in behavior. Now, the activities look playful. They create laughter. People lean in. People loosen up. But every single one is engineered to float up something that matters. A hidden assumption, a pattern of avoidance, a reflex toward perfectionism that's been slowing the team down for months. This is not the same as sending people to an escape room and just hoping for the best. The distinction matters because it's the difference between an activity your team tolerates and one they actually learn from. So let's talk about what happens when you get it right. One of the things that keeps me genuinely fascinated by this work after years of doing it with data scientists, engineers, researchers, project managers, is how consistently the most analytical cohorts respond the most deeply. Not the most reluctantly, the most deeply. There's something that happens when a room full of people who have spent their careers being rewarded for getting the right answer are suddenly given explicit permission to get the wrong one. The relief it's almost physical. You can just watch it move through the group. That shift from self-censorship to genuine exploration, that is exactly what Play Hard is designed to create. And it's the foundation that everything else in the Create the Impossible framework is built on. You can't make crap, which is step 2, or learn fast, which is step 3, if your team is still trying to impress each other. So, here's something that you can try with your team this week. Experiment number 6 from Innovation at Work is called Yes, and That's Terrible. And I will warn you, it sounds ridiculous. That's not a bug. That's a mechanism. Here's how it works. Start with a real challenge that your team is currently facing. Then someone opens with a deliberately absurd solution. Let's call it solution in quotes, because the more ridiculous, the better. And each person in turn responds with yes, and building on the absurdity, not correcting it. And the goal for the first 8 minutes, or if you don't have 8 minutes, you can do it in 4. The goal is to just keep the terrible idea growing. Don't try to rescue it. And after the time is up, debrief. What unexpected directions emerged? What did you notice about how your team handles ideas that feel really wrong? So why does this work? Fear of bad ideas is one of the most consistent innovation killers I see. Not fear of failure, but fear of looking silly or wrong in front of colleagues. And this experiment makes terrible the goal, which removes the social risk of being wrong. And once that risk is gone, people start saying the things that they have been really quietly thinking, including the ones that turn out to be genuinely interesting. 12 minutes. Any size team, no materials required. Works remotely. The full experiment, including the facilitation script, scale guidelines, remote adaptation, is in the book, Innovation at Work. Experiment number 6, page 75. But you have enough here to run it. So, the bigger point, the leaders who get the most out of Play Hard, step 1 of my framework, aren't the ones who love games. They're the ones who recognize that their teams are smart and capable and also deeply stuck. And that the thing blocking them isn't ability or resources or even time. It's permission. Permission to explore before they optimize. To say the thing that might sound dumb. To generate 10 bad ideas on the way to one that's genuinely breakthrough. Play Hard is how you give your teams that permission without it feeling like therapy or a trust exercise or a day wasted. It's structured, purposeful, and designed specifically for people who roll their eyes at a creativity workshop. Actually, especially for those people. Now, if you found this useful, try experiment number 6 with your team this week and let me know what happened. You can send me an email. You can leave a comment here. You can message me on LinkedIn. I read everything. And if you want 51 more experiments like it, grab a copy of Innovation at Work. The link is in the description. If you lead a team that's been handed an innovation mandate, but isn't sure where to start, let's talk. The link to book a free innovation strategy session is in the description. No pitch, just a real conversation about what's actually blocking your team. If this was useful, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll be back soon with practical tools for leaders who want innovation that actually sticks. Till next time, stay curious, stay playful, and keep creating the impossible. Ciao.